Hey everybody, so we're going to start putting in our color and making our lines darker. My dogs may bark, so you may hear a little of that, but I'm going to try to go fast. So I did put my lines really light so that when I go to erase all the things I don't want, they don't show up with ghost lines because I used a really light pencil mark. And I'm going to try to go in, before I put my color in, I'm going to get rid of all the lines I don't want, but I may outline some of it first. You're going to start off using a thinner point marker to outline your stuff. Whoops. I'm actually going to start by outlining my name. And hopefully this pen will not die on me. If you're more comfortable using a straight edge, you can. Lines don't have to be exactly straight. They can be a little, not 100% straight, but your perspective lines, those you're going to want straight. Now, I want that bird to be in front of my bee, so I'm going to have to make sure I don't go all the way through it because my bird's going to go right there. So I'm not doing my whole name because I want the project to go, this demonstration to go a bit quicker. But I got all my words in. Now I'm going to figure out also what's going to go in front and what's going to go behind certain things. Because like right here, my perspective lines are going in front of that image. My perspective lines here obviously are going behind that image. So I have to pay attention to some of that stuff before I start actually drawing in my lines. I'm going to actually start with putting in my perspective line. So I'm going to take my straight edge again. This paper's a little bit thicker. You know what? I'm going to use this. You guys have materials in front of you, but I'm just going to use whatever I have sitting on my desk. So there's my dot. Remember, it all has to go back to one dot. I'm still going to use a thin marker. I already have my lines. Okay, I have to do a little bit of editing on that video because of my dogs. So I'm going to use this paper so you can see it. It's not really a ruler, but it is a straight edge. I'm going to go from my line. Your lines are already there, but this will just help you get them straight and make sure that you're lining everything up. Because once you put the black marker on it, you can't erase. You also don't want to keep it from going past that point. So maybe make a dot and make sure you're not going past that point. You want to make sure you stop at the perspective line. You don't want lines all over the place that don't belong. Remember, we don't go through the letter. Once we get to the wall of the letter, I call it the wall, you stop. The line's done because everything else is behind that letter. You would not see it. It would not come across in here because of this. This is in front. So if you made this come all the way through, you're going to have too many lines that you don't need because they're really kind of invisible, I guess. Okay, right here I want to show you guys. Well, the bee is gonna, I still need to make that little spot right there, but this part of my bee, it's still behind, it's still the part of my letter. If you can see right there, the bee, but my bird's gonna be in front of the bee, but that line still has to connect. So even though my image is in front, I'm not gonna draw through it because I'm not gonna see, the bird's in front. But I have to pick up from where it is behind. So if you have any of this, I will have approved it before you start actually doing this part. You're going to bring it up to me. So I'll be able to check that with you. But if you could see, my bird is in front. And then I would go in and I'd erase Okay, I've drawn everything out with my black line. Some of you may decide to do it a little bit different and not put in a black line on everything. But then I'm going to go back. I'm going to get rid of all my pencil marks. And they shouldn't be showing up because I should have done it all super light so that there's no ghost lines when I go to erase.